Jumreb suah, sdye, sbuy dite, knhom sbuy, chmua nyom. Welcome to my channel. My name is Shakaama. Phnom Penh. For most of its history, the sleepy Cambodian capital of Phnom Penh was best known for its charming, tree-lined boulevard and Buddhist pagodas. But over the past few years, a construction boom fueled by a river of foreign cash has turned the city of 2 million into one of Southeast Asia's fastest growing urban centers. Its low skyline, once dominated by golden eaves of the royal palace, is now bisected by skyscrapers, office towers, and high-rise apartment blocks. The boom shows few signs of slowing. In 2015, the government authorized 2,305 new construction projects worth $3.34 billion, according to official figures, an increase of a third on the previous year. Chris Hobden, a manager of the local branch of U.S. real estate company C.B. Richards Ellis, said the strong growth was being driven by investment from within the region, particularly from China, Singapore, South Korea, and Taiwan, which he predicted would continue over the coming year. Quote, with sustained gross domestic product growth, attractive returns, and the widespread adoption of the U.S. dollar, Cambodia is well placed to attract continual real estate investment from wider region over the course of 2016, he said. Phnom Penh has come a long way from the mid-1970s, when the communist Khmer Rouge seized power and emptied the city of its inhabitants, part of its attempt to transform Cambodia into a hyper-communist agrarian state. Now, nearly 4 decades on, strong economic growth and a long spell of political stability has transformed Phnom Penh into a boom town. In the decade of 2010, Cambodia experienced the fastest rate of urbanization in Southeast Asia, behind Laos, according to World Bank. Long Dimanche, a spokesman for Phnom Penh's municipality, said the city continues to grow at more than 1% per year. Quote, this rate, coupled with rural-urban migration, one of the outcomes of the rising urban economy and job markets, results in a high call for housing in the city, he said. As investments have risen, so has the skyline. In every direction, construction cranes dot the horizon. Billboards and supermarket flyers advertise luxury condo developments. In the leafy southern suburb of Byong-Kyung, the traditional home of Cambodia's large non-government organization sector, elegant 1960s-era villas are steadily making way for high-rise apartment blocks. Quote, everything is moving upwards, said Johnny Chan, head of sales and marketing for Bodaiju, a $134 million Japanese condo development across from Phnom Penh's international airport. The city is moving towards something like Bangkok. Between 2005 and 2014, the Cambodian economy grew by an annual average of 7.5%, according to the World Bank, spawning a small middle class with a taste for modern-style property and developments. The newfound wealth can be seen at the $200 million Japanese-built Aeon Mall, the country's largest, which opened its doors in 2014. Here, middle-class families stroll in their air-conditioned surroundings, past restaurants, cinemas, and high-end fashion boutiques. Like Aeon Mall, Bodujai, a joint venture between a local developer and Japan's Creed Group, is squarely targeting this new Cambodian middle class. When completed, the development will feature 928 units set in leafy ground, including amenities such as rooftop pools, a gym, clubhouse, mini-marts, and cafes. Chan said the company has already sold 90% of the units in its first phase, mostly to local buyers, a testament to the increased buying power in the local market. Quote, "The GDP of Cambodia has increased, and the incomes of Cambodians have also increased," he said. "Everything's moving very, very fast. They are really catching up." According to a reported release by CBRE in March, the city's condo supply is expected to increase by 19,018 units by the end of 2018, an increase of 794%. Meanwhile, total office space has tripled since 2008. 3 additional malls, another by Aeon and 2 more by Malaysian Parkson Group, are currently under construction. The epicenter of Phnom Penh's construction boom is Koh Pish, a small island sitting at the confluence of the Mekong and Basak rivers. In 2006, the island has handed over to the Overseas Cambodian Investment Corp, a local conglomerate with links to the country's Prime Minister, Hun Sen. The group has since sold several plots on the island to high-end luxury housing developments. These include Elite Town, a gated community with street names after Ivy League universities, and Diamond Island Riviera, a $700 million joint venture between OCIC and China's Qingshan Development. Billing itself as the future of Phnom Penh, the Diamond Island Riviera project will feature 3 38-story condominium towers supporting a boat-shaped rooftop, seemingly modeled in Singapore's iconic Marina Bay Sands Hotel. It will also feature a hospital, a shopping mall, an international school, an extensive retail space, plus 2 additional 33-story condominium towers. Diamond Island Riviera representatives declined an interview request, but a sales officer at the lavish project showroom on Koh Pish said the company had sold some 60% of the condos off-plan, mostly to Chinese buyers. In February, the city unveiled its most ambitious project yet, the $1 billion, 133-story Thai Boon Rung Twin Trade Center, which will be built on the banks of the Tonle Sap River close to Koh Pish. According to city officials, the project, supposedly slated for completion in 2019, will feature hotels, condominiums, and office space. Long Dimanche said that the new towers would create hundreds of jobs and become one of the most iconic buildings in Phnom Penh. At 500 meters, this new mega skyscraper would be more than twice the height of the city's next tallest building, the 188-meter Vatanic Capitol Tower, completed in 2014. Unsurprisingly, not everyone is convinced the project will ever eventuate. Stephen Higgins, a principal of Mekong Strategic Partners, an investment and corporate advisory firm, said the project was economically not feasible. "It's as simple as that," he said. "The project symbolizes the government's tendency to greenlight large, vanity projects for which there was little demand. I think it's fair to say that there isn't a lot of market research that goes into a lot of these projects," Higgins noted. Part of the problem is the lack of regulations in the sector. In its 2015 annual report released in March, Cambodia Ministry of Land Management, Urban Planning and Construction stated that many buildings projects were initiated without ministry authorization and did not conform to safety codes. One result has been a looming mismatch between supply and demand. Quote, "There are too many projects being launched, and it brings a serious question of who's going to buy them," said David Van, a senior advisor of Boer Group Asia. Van pointed to the many generic apartment towers which remained half empty, their construction driven not by demand, but by copycat mentality among wealthy Cambodian business people eager to park their money in real estate. In the event of a major economic downturn or a loss of liquidity in Chinese financial markets, the source of much of the hot money which has fueled the boom, the Cambodian property market could find itself exposed, Van warned. Higgins agreed with this prognosis. Quote, "There has been a bubble in the construction sector for a while," he said. "It does not appear to be deflating yet, but deflate it will." How many of you have been to Phnom Penh in Cambodia? Thank you for watching the Shakaama Live Show.